Let's start with organization setup or practitioner setup. The basic things you should have done before you get started. To set up your business or your practitioner profile, first go to Settings, then Business Info. If you have a practitioner dashboard, you'll see practitioner info instead, so go to Business Info. These are the business details you'll want to fill out. First, your full business name. Mention your name here, then your business unique name. It should be all lowercase and it should be unique. Your business will be identified by this in your URL, and it's how your booking page will be discoverable as well. Next, the website address. If you have an existing website, you can link it. And when people go to your booking page, they'll be redirected to your main website. Then country. You cannot change this after you confirm it because it's attached to your currency. Once your currency is set up, the country can't be changed. Language you can set to your preference. By default, it's English. Then time zone and phone number. This will be your business phone number. Then, your business email. You'll receive all the SMS and email notifications on this phone number and email, and this is the number customers will see. Now, these next 3 things are important. First, how do you refer to your customers? Some people call them clients, some call them patients, some call them customers. Based on your business, choose the right name here. Because this is a hospital, we'll call them patients. Second, what do you call your services? Same idea. Based on your work, set it here. For a hospital, we'll call it treatment. Third, how do you refer to your practitioners? Some call them experts, some trainers, some professionals, some practitioners. For healthcare, we'll use doctor. And as you can see, customers has now changed to patients, and services has changed to treatments. Another important thing, you must select or create your business branches because everything operates under a branch, so you need at least one active branch to run everything. To create a branch, it's very simple. Click Add, New Branch, and fill in your branch information. For example, call it Demo Branch. Add your address, your province, your city, and your zip code. You can also add a branch phone number. If you have a dedicated line for this branch, put it there. Then, set the days of operation. You can have a single operating schedule or multiple. For example, Monday to Wednesday, we operate from 6 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Then we have another schedule with different timing. Thursday to Friday, from 9 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. If the timing is the same, keep it in one entry. If it's different, create another. You can add as many as you need. You can also lock your location. If the PIN isn't quite right after you enter your address, double-click and drag the icon to move it to the correct spot. Then, click Enable Online Booking so your branch can be discovered and booked online. Click Save, and your business branch is created. After creating your branch, the next important step is practitioners. You'll either invite new practitioners or assign branches to existing ones. To invite, click Invite, enter the doctor's name, choose the branch you want to invite them to, enter the doctor's email, and click Send. The doctor clicks the invitation, accepts it, and joins. Until they accept, their status will show as pending. If you want to assign a new branch or change their branch, just click Edit, then Change Branch. From there, you can assign a new branch or change branches. If you're on a practitioner account, you must assign the branch to the practitioner before creating the department. After inviting the practitioner and having them join and get assigned to a branch, you move on to departments. Every service must sit under a department, so you need at least one active department under your branch. Click New Department. For example, create a department name, for example, Demo. If you want, add a description here. Then, select a branch, the demo branch we just created. When choosing practitioners, note that you'll only see practitioners who are already assigned to that branch, so if you haven't assigned anyone yet, none will appear. Once practitioners are assigned, select one, and you can add multiple if you like. If you want to allow booking for this department specifically, turn on Allow Online Booking. You can also upload a cover or icon. Make sure it's 336 by 130 pixels. Set the status to Active, then Save. Your department is created. After creating the department, you create your services, which we've named Treatment. To add one, click New Treatment. For example, let's create health checks. Add a description for your treatment. You can offer it as free or paid. If it's free, there's no price field. If it's paid, set a price. For example, $50. Then set the allocated time for the treatment, how long you want to allocate for it. For example, a 30-minute service. If you want, you can add buffer time, extra time to take a break or rest, which creates a gap in your schedule. The total must be equal to or greater than the service duration. So if you want a 5-minute gap on a 30-minute service, set it to 35. If you have any taxes, you can add them here. To set up a tax first, go to Payments and add it there, and it will then show up in this list. Next, Payment. Choose what kind of payment you want to take. There are 3 main options. First, postpaid. If you don't want to take money when someone books, they simply book without paying and pay you after the visit is complete. Second, prepaid. The customer has to pay before they can book, so they pay first and then book. Third, partial. The customer pays an upfront amount at booking and the rest after they arrive or after the appointment is complete. For example, $20 upfront and $30 after on a $50 service. There's also practitioner's choice, where, depending on the circumstances, the practitioner can choose any of these methods: prepaid, postpaid, or partial. In this case, we'll use postpaid. Then there's capacity. If you have a limited number of slots for this treatment, set the capacity here. Next, the way of treatment. How you provide the service. Is it online, in person, or the customer's choice? When you select customer's choice, the customer decides which way they want to take the service. If you choose online, a Google Meet link is created automatically whenever a booking is scheduled, so there's nothing extra for you to do. In this example, we will choose online. Now add the department. Since we created a department called Neurology, we'll select Neurology. In this department, if you have several, they'll all show here. Then choose the schedule color, the color used to display this service on the schedule dashboard, so you can identify services at a glance. For example, set a black background with white text, and that's how this service will appear on the schedule. Next, allow files during booking. Sometimes a customer needs to upload documents for the practitioner to review, like an old prescription. If you want to allow that, enable this. Then allow online booking if you want this specific service available online. There's also Call for Booking. If you'd rather have customers call you instead of booking directly once they see your availability, enable this. But note that turning it on disables online booking. We'll keep online booking enabled. You can also enable display duration to show the length of the service. Then there's the no-show fee. If a customer is absent, do you want to charge them? If you enable this, the no-show fee is charged from the customer when they're absent. You set the amount under Payments in the no-show fee section. If the customer has already paid, it's deducted from that payment. If they haven't paid anything, it creates a due balance for them. Finally, you can upload a cover or icon and set the status, active or inactive. We'll create the service and health check service is created. So those are the 4 things you need to complete before you start. First, fill out your business info. Second, create a branch with all the necessary information. Third, invite a new practitioner or assign branches to an existing one and have the practitioner accept the invitation. Fourth, create a department, and under that department, create your services. You can create as many services as you want under a department. These 4 steps must be complete before you start taking appointments. Then head to the schedule and you'll see the practitioner along with service you just added. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial.